I think tomorrow I actually have to fly out tomorrow afternoon because I have a meeting at 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, Mama told me when I was young, said sit beside me, my only son, and listen closely to what I say. And if you do this, it'll help you some sunny day. It will. Oh, take your time. Yeah. Don't live too fast. Troubles will come and they will pass. You'll find a warm arm and you'll find love. And don't forget that there is a someone up above. And be a simple,
Beautiful. There you go. Beautiful.
man. Be a
Looking good. Good job. Good job, buddy. You got it, buddy. Give me 5. Good job. Over there. Looking good. Yay! Lots. Lots of them. Good. Yay! Beautiful. Please rise for the arrival of the bride.
I set out on a narrow way many years ago, hoping I would find true love along the broken road. But I got lost a time or two, wiped my brow and kept pushing through. I couldn't see how every sign pointed straight to you. That every long lost dream led me to where you are. Others who broke my heart, they were like northern stars
Who gives this woman away to be married?
Her mother and I.
How beautiful. Okay. Please be seated. You can.
Oh, yeah.
Let her front. You guys can just look at each other while I address the crowd.
I'm trying to keep it in, man.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of crying today, I can tell. We wanted to thank you all for coming. You're here today to bear witness to the wedding, to the marriage of Javi and Sydney. And that's an interesting phrase, isn't it? To bear witness. It's a weighty responsibility. It means that we will stand with them as a couple, that we support their decision to join one another, that we will encourage and help them in their lifelong endeavor to build a marriage and family. Encourage, not hinder. Support, not tear down. So please consider that you're more than just an attendee. To commit to supporting them for the years to come as witnesses to this holy day. Eric and I, we had the privilege of doing some premarital counseling with Javi and Sydney over the last several months. And we discussed lots of different things in marriage and some of the difficulties that they might face. We tried to dispel the illusion that love might make marriage easy. It's not easy to take two things and make them one thing. It is a noble thing, but not an easy thing. The Hebrew word echad, used to describe a man and wife becoming one, is the same word used to describe God's oneness, his unity. That's how in sync you two are to be. Together in oneness, in such a way that it's a mystery. A very noble task, but not an easy one. In fact, I'd say that you can't do it well without supernatural help. In Ecclesiastes, we read that it's the supernatural third entity that actually might give our union supernatural strength. Most may have heard it this way: though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves, and a cord of three strands is not easily broken. What a beautiful picture of strength in unity. What a beautiful reflection of our heavenly Creator. I was actually reading in Proverbs just the other day. It's a verse that I've never heard applied to weddings, and it leapt out at me. It's Proverbs 20:28. Unfailing love and faithfulness protect the king. His throne is made secure through love. And I'm not trying to say that God is depending on you two per se, but it made me think of our marriages as a wonderful advertisement. That people might see your unfailing faithfulness and unfailing love, and they might see his glory reflected in your marriage. That they might witness his magnificence in the two of you. That's why it's so exciting to be here. We have the witnesses, we have you two, and we most definitely have God here among us to bless our time together. And so marriage is a joyous occasion. It recalls to our minds charm of love, warmth of home, all that is pleasant, as being one of the most important events of our lives. Its sacredness and unity is the most significant and binding covenant known to us in the world. Javi and Sydney, I charge you both to remember that your future joy is to be in mutual consideration, patience, kindness, confidence, and affection. It is the duty of each of you to find your greatest joy in the company of the other. To remember this lifelong commitment. It is your duty, Javi, to be to Sydney a considerate, tender, faithful, and loving husband. To support, guide, cherish her in prosperity and trouble. To thoughtfully and carefully enlarge the place she holds in your life. To consistently show her the tokens of your affection. To shelter her from danger, and to love her with a delicate love. If you remember the first time we met, we discussed a verse, and I talked about how it says the wife is a precious partner. Delicate, to be treated tenderly. And that's your charge. It is your duty, Sydney, to be to Javi a considerate, tender, faithful, and loving wife. To comfort, respect, and cherish him in prosperity and trouble. To give to him evidence of your encouragement and continue making the place he holds in your heart broader and deeper. To support him, value him, and work with him to make your marriage ever the more holy. And as we did the devotional together, We learned about unconditional respect and how difficult it might be to communicate that to us that don't really understand sometimes. The seriousness of the decision you are making and the covenant you are about to declare before God cannot be overstated. The vows you are about to take are not to be taken without careful thought, for in them you are committing yourselves exclusively to one another for as long as you both shall live. I know that you both have thought this through, because we have spent many afternoons discussing it. And so that is marriage is calling to you, for you, to build each other up and make each other better. That together, through loving sacrifice, faithful effort, and choosing each other, you might create something holy and beautiful, a partnership and a friendship that will last through the years and weather any storms, that will rejoice at successes and lament together with losses, a union that will reflect the glory and holiness of God. And so, do you, Javi, take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to live together in matrimony, to love her, comfort her, honor and keep her, in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in happiness, to have and to hold from this day forward, as long as you both shall live? Do you, Sydney, take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband, to live together in matrimony, to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in happiness, to have and to hold from this day forward, as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Wonderful, wonderful. So today we decided to do, as a symbol of the union like we were just describing, and excuse the table, a sand ceremony, whereby each of the sands represents each of you individually, unique and beautiful and perfect, and yet there is a third entity in your marriage that is God. And as we pour these sands together, there might be a blending of the three. And it's messy. It can be. There we go. Get it? And it's perfect because it did go smoother during practice. And one of the things I love about this symbol is that, okay, you know, like we could even make the jokes about how messy it is. Yeah. But it's a beautiful picture for you guys to remember and look at and see how you are to mix, how you are to become something different, something new, how God runs through the whole thing. And as time goes on and as you move, and maybe even move that thing from here and there, they might even mix even more as you two mix and grow together. Do you have the rings? Another symbol of the covenant is the placing of wedding bands on each other's fingers. It's a symbol of lifelong commitment and abiding love, which husband and wife promise to each other. And so what I'd like for you to do is repeat after me, nice and loud, Javi. Place the ring on Sydney's finger. I give you this ring as a sign of my love and faithfulness.
I give you this ring as a sign of my love and faithfulness.
And Sydney? Mm-hmm. Go ahead. There you go. Sydney, place the ring on Javi's finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring as a sign of my love and faithfulness.
I give you this ring as a sign of my love and faithfulness. There you go.
Yay!
I swear I said it earlier.
Javi and Sydney, having witnessed your vows of marriage before God and all who are assembled here, by the authority invested in me by that same God, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. And it is my pleasure to introduce Javi and Sydney Santiago. I'll take it.
We'll be the place
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. So the reception, Javi and Sydney would love for you to stay for the reception. However, there's a guest book over there and some photos over there. The wedding party is going to be taking photos. I would love a few people to help. It's because of all of the rain and the grass was so soft that we had to use this space for everything. So as everybody moves out, we'll get the table set up for food, move the chairs around. So if a few people want to hang out and help, Jill here, and there's Lisa right over here. They'll be directing how everything's supposed to be set up. Hate to ask you, but we love you as family, so we appreciate any help. Thank you very much. So yeah, I'm ordained through it's not a denominational church in North Carolina. I consider going with yeah. Did you get oh no! Wow! Not me. Thank you, John. It would be on